click on here, you might see trigger, on schedule, on webhook call, on form submission. So in this, we have seen like few things like trigger manual we saw. This on app event we haven't seen few things, and on schedule we haven't seen. Submission we have saw. So like that, there are like two important nodes we will cover. Then in another classes we will see others. Okay. So first we will start with the conditional node. Then we will see the data table. Then we will go for our WhatsApp automation flow. So this will be the agendas for today's class. So to summarize the yesterday's class, I just open yesterday's session. So in the yesterday's class, basically what we did is like we collected a group form, a document, then that has been stored in a Pinecone. So Pinecone is a vector store. Then we used embedding model to store embeddings and data loader to load the data. So and then after that, what we did is like we used AI agents. These agents we have been seeing from the first stage. Agents we connect the memory, then also we connect a chat model. Then along with that, we've been using a Pinecone vector storage fetch things and to fetch the data along with the chat model. This thing we have seen. So today, what we will do, the agenda of today's class would be like, first we will start with understanding two nodes in n8n which are important. One is conditional node. Then another one we will see the data table. Data table is something which came new in the newer version of n8n. Okay, this is new. Currently, it is there. If you are using older version of n8n, it won't be available. Okay, so this newer version has only the data table. First, we will see the conditional node. Then we will see the data table. Then once we are completed these two things, we will see how we can automate the WhatsApp, like email, doing calendar events, or doing calculations. Along with that, we will also see a data analytics, how to do data analytics with AI. Okay. So this flow will be the today. So here we will cover some theory here. Then this too will be of how to do experiment on it. Anyone knows what is conditional statement? Anyone knows what is a conditional statement? So, uh, so let's say if you are building an automation, if you are build an automation without a conditional statement, your automation will be looks like a straight line, right? Assume there is no conditions which you are making in your automation. It's basically a straight line. It's not anymore an automation. But um, conditional statements are needed to make any decisions. To make any decisions, conditional statements are needed. So if some, what is the output of conditional statement? The output of conditional statement will be either a true or a false. It can be either a true or a false, right? So only this two things can be happen in a conditional statement. If it rhymes, you should take umbrella, else go without umbrella. That is an example, classic example. So if something is true, it will perform this action. If it is not true, then it is a false, it does another action, right? So first we will start a condition. So how the workflow goes is like, first it will start, then we will check the condition, check the condition here. This is a if node. This is one node. Okay, if the condition is true, then we will do action A. Similarly, I told there will be two outputs, either true or false. If it is false, do action B. Either you can do both actions or you can stop at one action or it's up to you, but any one action can be triggered. That's why you are using a condition, right? If you're doing an email filtering, let's say if the subject contains support or urgent, you will allocate to a certain team to process it fastly. Let's say if it is an email subject contains invoice in it, you want to pass it to the finance sector, right? So this how it works basically. For example, if the order amount is greater than 1,000, you will process for approval. So we will just explain one flow here and try to recreate the same flow. Okay. So there is an order request. We will take if it is 1,000. So if it is 1,000, it should send an approval. What if it is not? The else block. If it is less than, then we have to perform another operations, right? So this is the flow we are going to do. So basically, we just need if-else conditions to make any decisions in a flow. So in the real world, whatever the workflow you build, condition statement is compulsorily necessary to do anything. So let's say I will start with create new workflow. So maybe I will use a trigger manually even, or else I will take a form one. On a new form event. Okay. So in the on new form event, I will ask for in order processing. We'll mention form element. In that we will mention as price. Price is a number variable. So this we have created. We'll just verify how the form looks. So here we can enter our value. Okay. So now we got a number here. Okay. We'll make sure if it is above 1,000, it will go for approval. If it is below it, order will be processed automatically. Here, you can search for if condition. You will get one something called as if true or false. Okay. So this has to be connected. As I told, the output of can we change the form UI design? Whatever default is there, it's there. If you want to customize it, you have to implement your custom design. You can take pull the code and modify the structure of the form. Okay. So you can pull it and modify the store, the form event in the backend. Okay, let's say if there is a condition here, the condition comes here. Here, what we have to see, this is the price. The price is maybe it is a number is greater than 10,000. Then execute. We have to use greater than or equal to. Okay. Then if it is a true, again there is a form. We can make this form as form ending. See, whenever someone pays an amount, right, we usually show them some messages. Either the payment got completed or the form has to move to next step also in some cases, right? So in this cases, maybe completion title, I will tell form we have approval process is here. So this is one flow. Then another flow is if it is false, there is another thing called next form page. Here you can again add another flow inside a form. Let's say you want to collect the address. Okay, so let's execute workflow. This forms, if you want to customize it, you can take a pull and do it. Most of the time, so you'll not use this form. We will do maybe use it our customized forms and connect a webhooks. So when I come to webhook and connect custom forms, I will explain how to connect external forms. For now, in the real learning stage, I will use whatever it is there. Now the first flow got executed. Then we'll see the second flow. Now it goes to the second form and it asks for another input from the user. Okay, so this is how this flow works. So here we just need to understand different filters in the if condition. Okay, for that I will take different data for explaining it. I don't need this. So first we'll start a trigger manually and get our data. Maybe I have some data in sheets. I will take from there, then get rows in sheet. So I have a customer data here with customer data. I will just explain how to do this filterings here in this data. Okay. So then we will see how to use data type and stated. So sheet with the document, then get rows. Our sheet name is customer data, then the sys file name and the sheet name is customer CSV. Okay. Now we will get all the data as it is here. Okay. Then we'll just see the execution. Okay, we got the 15 data here. Let's say if here, okay, now you want to filter the age should be greater than 30 and the gender should be male. Yeah, my age value should be greater than 30 and my gender should be maybe it's a string, then it should be equals to, let's take male here. If you see the MS caps here, it is case sensitive. If you want to use the male M or M small caps, you can use this ignore case. But for our case, it's not needed because we have all M's common. When human enters manually, they will put small m, capital M. It might cause issues. So if you see now, with our condition, there are 22 customers and who are less than 20, 30 and male and females are this much. Okay. Do everyone know what the sun or means or should I explain? Please let me know if I want to explain AND gate and OR gate, I can explain. Or if you know, it's fine. We can move to other steps. Let me know if I want to explain the AND and OR gates. I can refresh for you. Anyone needs I should explain? Okay, so there are basically two gates important for all these conditional statements. So one is AND gate, another one is OR gate. If we understand AND gate, understanding OR gate will be easy one for you. So you need this gate. So after that only you can use the logics. Okay, without understanding this and OR gate, so we cannot do filtering options. So you just need to know how it works. So what is zero? Zero is true or false. What is zero and what is one? Okay. So basically, zero is false, one is true. When you have a condition, when both the elements are false, then your output will be false. Okay. In case of AND gate, only if both are true, then your output will be true. Otherwise, everything will be false. If you notice here, wherever there is a zero, wherever there is a false entry, the output will be false. When both A and B are true, then only the output will be true. The opposite of AND gate is OR gate. Okay. Wherever the opposite means not in this case, in this way. If there is any one is true, then everything will be true. Then there is one true, then everything will be true. Here both are false, then it is false. So AND gate is when there is one false in it, then everything will be false. Either only one condition it will be true. When both are true, sets true. But in case of OR gate, when there is a one true, the output will be true. In only one case, it will be zero when both are false. Is it clear now? So if you see here, the output we got true and false. So this should be true and true. Then whatever it is there, it will be true. Whatever it is false here, it will go to false branch. This is clear how this works. You can switch the OR gate and see how the flow changes. The flow will get changed because the condition is like in OR gate, what is the condition? It can be either one is true, then that is true. Not always both conditions should be met. Any one condition is met, it can go to true branch. That's why the value got increased here. In AND gate, both should be matched, then the output will be true. Is it clear up to here? Anyone have doubts? Still you have doubts? Refer the truth table and do some exercise on it. It is like very simple, not complex. Okay, now we got two things here. Okay. Now we got get data and we got two things. So this how the if condition works. So most of the conditions whenever we are using. So when I'm doing the WhatsApp automation, right, I will like just explain how this if flow works in the flow. Okay. So anyone have doubts? My n8n is not opening. Please help me. So please share your screen. We will check it. Anyone have doubts until here? Okay. Okay. So this is of the if condition. The next we will look into data tables in n8n. Okay. So there is something called as data tables. This is also very, very important when you have your server locally hosted. Okay. When you want your data secure, when your data needs to be secure, this cases data table will be helpful. And also it has the latency will be lower compared to others. What does the latency means? I will explain you why I'm saying it will be lower compared to other connectors. Usually what happens is like to get any data, we will connect the data from the Google Sheet, or we will use sometimes this R tables. So this and all are databases, right? So this will get connected. But what happens? n8n has introduced something along with this here, the data tables. Assume like a in-house database where your data will release on your server. It will not pass over the internet. Okay, this is called data table. So to create a data table, it's basically your project specific. In your you cannot see others data tables. Okay. So if you have any project tab here, this side, okay. So project, I don't have it. With my plan, project is supported. If you have premium plans, project will be supported. So here we want to create data table. Click on create data table. Maybe I will name this as customer data table new. I will show how we can pull the data from Google Sheet to the data table. Then if all our data will be here. So we'll mention as customer data table D4. D4. You can upload from CSV and also get it. I will just now create it manually. When you're working, you can directly upload your CSV. If you want to recreate the schema, whatever there in your CSV file, it will just recreate it as it is. Then here, I'll just add the same things here so that I can explain different data types which are available in the data table. So here, if you see, we have this is a string data type. This is an integer string. Email is a string. Other than numbers, whatever is there, you can put a string. And this order date is a date type. Okay, there are three different things. So these are all these are strings. So all these are strings, and this two are integers. Hope everyone knows what is string and integers. Everyone knows what is string and integers. Anyone needs explanation of what is string and integer? Please let me know. I can explain. Anyone needs explanation, or you guys know what is string integer? Yes means what? I didn't get it. Okay, I'll just explain once. So there are a lot of data types in programmatic way, but for us, we just need three kinds of data types. One is string, another one is numbers, also called as integers, and another one is date type. Then another one is Boolean. These are the data types which you need to work with n8n. String is nothing but whatever you have a text inside a quote in case of Python, or in the normal string. Whatever you write as a string, your name, your gender, your city, your address, everything is considered a string. Numbers is nothing but whatever the numbers, 33, your weight, 58.67. It can be float or int. It's not related to any programming logics now. It's a number. That's it. Then date type is like all the dates comes in, whatever the dates you have. DD, Y. Not only this format, any format. DD, Y. Everything comes in a date type. And what is Boolean? What is Boolean? Sometime back we've been doing if else condition. The output of if else condition is true or false. The same refers to it. Okay, so these are the data types you should know when you're working with n8n. Okay, not n8n. Whenever you work with any data tools, it's needed. All right, so I just color coded it for you. So all the yellow colors are strings, and the light shaded blues are integers, and the purple color is of date type. Okay, so all right. See, let's create the same thing, whatever it is here. We'll take when you are doing it, you don't need to do it, just upload it directly. For your, I just want to showcase you and you can create it manually. So it's a string, mark it as string. Whatever I have explained here, right? You have to select it back. Customer name, then let's go to age. At column age as a number. We don't have any booleans, so it's not needed now. Then gender is a string, and email string, then order ID. You can select and delete it. Order ID is a string, then product is a string, amount INR is a number, then city is city is a string. Then order date is a date time. So now you have to select the date time here. Okay. And order status is again a string. Okay. Now we got it. See, n8n has its own representation of the values. You can see T here. T assumes string. If you see a hash here, it assumes a number. For date time, it will show you a calendar here. So this is how you can segregate it. Okay. So now we created a data. You can manually enter your data here, but n8n is an automation flow, right? We basically want to, you can click add here and add it one by one. But n8n is a no-code platform where we do connected with our nodes. So now what we will do, we'll move this data to our data table and do some operation on top of it. That would be the workflow. We just need this name to use. So let's go to the workflow. Okay. I just don't need that. I'll start triggers manually. Then first I have to get the data from sheets, Google Sheet, and get rows, sheet within document. We have update, append, everything. So in the next class, I will explain you how you can do operations, updating the data, deleting the data, inserting the data, all those things. Okay. Here you can select the customer data new and select the sheet name and no filters here. Let it be as it is. Execute, get the data. Once you get the data, then we have to put it to our data table, search the data table. So in the search. Yeah, we want to insert the row, not any other options. We can even create a table here manually. Instead of manually doing, we can do it in Node itself. For now, we already created, so we have to insert it. When inserting, you have to select the table where you want to insert. You can click here, map automatically. It will work sometimes, but not all the times. It might throw some error like this. Okay. So it's better to map automatically, map manually. So if you are getting error, because this row is added at the top, you can either process it by using a JS code. So in the next session, going forward, I will explain how to use coding to change any data structures. Okay. You don't need to write this codes. You can just ask in ChatGPT and get those codes and put it here directly. You just need to know how you want to transform the data in which order. And now we got the order ID. Order ID goes here, and the product goes here, and the amount INR goes here. Just need to drag and drop. The key goes here. Order date goes here. If you do this way, if you have many data columns in it, only needed whichever is needed for you, you can filter it up this way also. And we got the data. We'll just go to our data table, and this is the data table which I have created. We'll just refresh it and see the data got updated. This is null value which I have entered manually. I will remove it. Now we got the data. By default, it will show 20 in a page. There is a page nation. You can change it to view it in the full view. Anyone have doubts how to work in data table? So basically, you collect your sheet. Data table is an in-house. That means whatever, wherever you post your n8n, there it will be available. Okay. Any VPS hosting, data table will be there. Maybe in the next session, I will explain, maybe on the next Sunday, I will explain how to host your n8n in your any VPS. Then I will explain how to connect GPU from past AI. So these are like something kind of technical. So once my ordinary classes are done, then on Sunday I will explain. So to insert it, you can see the node. Yeah, I will do on Sunday. So Saturday I will try to do my actual schedule, and Sunday we can plan it. Okay. So page one day, you can see here it is straightforward. You just need to map it and select the operation should be insert and select whatever it is. Nothing much here. Straightforward. And yeah, we got it until here. Anyone have doubts until here? Can I show the WhatsApp automation? See, guys, to do WhatsApp automation, we basically need two things. So I will tell you what are the ways we can do WhatsApp automation. First thing, yes, how to connect Google Forms, how to connect external your custom search flows will be taken on the webhook class. So still we are in the node competition. Suppose that whatever available is completed will go to the webhooks and external connectors, MCP connectors. Okay. So the first thing is like there are two things basically. One is paid one, and another one is free. In the free also you have temporary and the permanent one. Okay. So the paid one is of Twilio,